Everyone, today we're going to see reorder list, which is a challenge problem for today. This problem is absolute treasure for linked list. It got all the techniques for list. In terms of list, you can have two pointers. In terms of linked list, you have reversing the linked list, you have middle of the linked list, and then a complex operation on top of the linked list. It's an absolute treasure. First, to go into the problem, we have 1 2 3 4, and we need to reorder to 1 4 2 3. So when I see this problem at first, if it is an interview, what I would do is, I would absolutely use two pointer and finish this problem. So how would I do it is, put all the elements, which is all the nodes in this linked list. I would put it in a list, and I would make all the node next as none, and then using two pointer I would move from 1 to 4. That would be the start point would be 1, end point would be 4, and I would append 1 to 1 dot next would be 4, and 4 dot next would be 2, and 2 dot next would be 3. So that is what I would do, which is a two pointer approach to solve this problem. So that is one way of doing it, and we can try to do that first. So in two pointer approach, what we can do is, uh, the algorithm would be convert the node element, append node elements in a list, and then what you can do is make all the elements next as none. Then what we can do is this, using two pointer first and last, we can solve this problem. Okay, so only thing is, if the length of the linked list is odd, then we need to find the middle. So find the middle if the length of the linked list is odd. And what can you do is, what happens here is, if it is even, our output would be 1 pointing to 4, and then it would point to 2, and then it would be pointing to 3, right? And if it is even, so what happens is, 1 start to end, and this would be the start and this would be the end. So we can, with this, it would be solved. With this step, 3 steps, it would be solved. But if it is odd, what happens is, we have this element which wouldn't be present in our two pointer, because we would not equate both the start point and end point. So this would be separate, so we need to add this at the last. So we would find the middle and we'll add the last element, which would be the 4, because first start point would be 1, 5 would be last. In the next iteration, start would be 2, last would be 4, and that's how our loop ends in two pointer. So the last would be 4, and that would be pointing to the middle. So for odd, we need to add step 4. So with this approach, you can complete this problem, right? So first step is, I'm going to find the middle, because that's the best thing to do. So if you don't know how to find the middle of the linked list, I've just uploaded a video. You can check that out and come back to this, so which will make sense. So we'll have two pointer pointing to head, till next dot next is there. We can run the loop, and slow would be slow dot next, and fast would be 2 hops, which is fast dot next, and your middle is nothing but your slow. So we have found the middle. And the next algorithm is append node element in list. So we'll have a list A, and head would be added to that element. So while next is there for head, which is the last element in the list, you would append. We'll append the next node. Okay, and what we needed now is we just need to remove all the next in the particular array, because we're going to change what's next for each of the node elements. So I'm just going to make it none. And now we have all the nodes in the list A, so which is nothing but the first two steps. We appended a node element in list and we make all the element next as none. So now we'll have two pointer. So two pointer, the start would start with 0, and end would be your length of A minus 1. So while okay, so what happens is your start should go next with the end. So A of start dot next is your end. Okay, and then your end should connect to 2, right? In the first attempt we should not do that. So what we do is we'll have a variable last, and if last is present, so what would be your last is your A of end would be your last. So A of end would be your last. So last is A of end. So if last is present, then last dot next is nothing but your next start. Okay, so that's the algorithm. So for two pointer, you would increase the start and we would decrease the end. Okay, and if length of the linked list is, which is odd, what we need to do is the fourth step, linked list is odd, then connect the last dot next to the middle. So last dot next is your middle, and then you return F0. So we found the middle. So here we appended let's write it. Append element in the list. Append node element in the list. And then here we are making the node next as none. So using two pointer, we are ordering the list. Okay, let's run the code. Okay, last start. Okay, start is not there. Start and okay. Okay, this works. Let's check for odd and even. And then for single element. Yeah, this works. So I'm just gonna git submit. Yeah, it's accepted. So this is one way of doing it. This is just simple two-pointer